Turn it up. Check it out. The transition from a young fool, broke still on his neck, he hung jewels. Lived his life in the ghetto with guns rule. It was cool, wasn't mad, I had to take cabs. Made my first LP, afforded H-class, my face gas, 94. Sold out in every record store. Local hood rats who wouldn't speak, now who they checking for? Showing crazy love, ran up on stage with 80 thugs. After the shows, my niggas robbed the bar, wrecked the clubs. Happy, no hating. More Henny, more blood circulating. My single in rotation on every radio station. I spot when I drove my first ride on the block. Summertime block parties, cookouts. I spent my night truly. Niggas was fighting over who was closest to me. Happy with the new representative of QP. To hit the top first, you gotta fall before you make it. With 4 minutes of your time, watch me demonstrate.
All right, let me cut that. I don't want to make this video long. I'm not gonna be here long. I just hopped in here to make a quick video to talk about something real fast that I see going on. This ain't a drama, nothing like that. This is probably gonna be a lot of y'all probably catching this on a pre-recording because I don't post when I go live. I just pop out, and I wanted to talk about something I see you guys complaining about on Twitter, and I see you guys making videos about, and I just want to give my perspective of it because at a certain point you guys are gonna grow up. And I know it's going to sound a little greasy how I'm talking, but I promise you it's not that. I'm just trying to give you guys a little heads up because at a certain point in life, you're going to look back at this and go, oh, man, yeah, I was bugging. But, yeah, let me just break this down and get out of here. Okay, so I see people complaining about this lady who was an Xbox ambassador. I'm not even going to act like I remember her name. I don't care enough to actually remember her name. She had a 9,000 gamer score. I saw BG post a video about it. I watched a piece of it. I couldn't watch the whole thing. I hit the like and got out of there after a few minutes of it because even BG, I think BG's in his 30s now. He's 30, 31. So he's around the age that I'm going to talk about because you guys know I'm in my 40s, right? So I'm an old man to like the majority of you guys. And at a certain point, like right around in your 30s, man, you guys are going to hit this point in life where you start looking at things a little bit different. And this lady who you guys are attacking about not having a high gamer score and that she doesn't play games, and she's saying all the triggerish things. I get it. She is saying a lot of like stuff that I see why you guys are getting at her, and I'm not here to defend her, but I just want to point out that in this gaming community, some of you guys have been getting spoiled. Like you got to realize that if you're ever able to, like I see Batman, right? Gotham Knights. There's a $300 edition of that, and people are just bragging about how they can afford that. And we're in a time when we're pretty much already back into another recession, and there's people who don't have jobs and they don't have money. But then you have the gaming community, which is the majority of the loud people in this community are spoiled. You guys are well off, and that's great. I'm not knocking it. But you got to remember there's another side to this game and stuff where there's people who don't have the money to buy the games that they want. They play the same game over and over. You know, and in the community, you have to realize when you see somebody like this lady who's reviewing these games and she's not really playing them, you have to realize that if you knew better, you do better. If you could do better than her, then you should do better than her. You should get the job. But at the meantime, realize that these people have a job to do. And I feel like you should boycott these type of platforms if you don't agree with what they're doing by not watching the content. Doing things like talking about her and posting her is just going to bring her more notoriety and exposure. And this community hasn't figured it out yet that the more noise you make about something like this, the more the person becomes famous, the more they become infamous, even if you want to put it like that. And now, you know, you create a group of people that now feel like they are entitled to talk about games and not play them. And then now that becomes a movement and it gets stronger because you guys, instead of silently just not watching the content, not messing with it, not subscribing to it, you guys are actually bringing more light to this lady. She's going to probably gain a group of followers. She's going to get a support system. And she's going to get a group of people that are going to agree with her. And let's be honest. Yeah, she doesn't play her games, but is that a surprise? Do you think the people who run these companies play games? No, they're here to monetize the gaming culture and make money. Not everybody's here to be a purist at fucking video games. You guys got to realize there is a business end to this, and you guys expect everybody you speak to in this community to be some person who sits on an Xbox or a PlayStation all day. It's just not going to happen. You're going to have people in this community that don't play the games. They're just mouthpieces and they talk and they see the toxicity and they grow up. And it's just to remind you guys too, I grew up in the 80s, man. Do you know that playing games was considered lame as hell in the 80s? And then all of a sudden, COVID exposed so many people because once people were working from home, you couldn't even find a Nintendo. You couldn't find an Xbox. You couldn't even find a PlayStation. You couldn't even find accessories. You couldn't find laptops, anything. Anything entertainment related was sold out. And it started exposing the fact that people were gamers. Like a lot of people were getting into gaming. A lot of people who didn't play games played them now, and a lot of consoles got sold. A lot of people made money. Now, business side to this is that just understand everybody is not going to be some hardcore gamer. They're not going to be to your expectation. That doesn't necessarily mean they're wrong either, though. You know what I mean? They don't have to be playing 90,000 games, have a gamer score of over 1 million. And no, I'm not trying to take a shot at nobody when I say I'm just trying to make a point that you guys got to realize you can't have your cake and eat it too, man. You know, if you really disagree with the methods that are being used in the gaming media, then you guys should make yourselves more vocal and more known. You should get out there. But let's be honest, the people that usually get the notoriety in this community are the ones that are not playing the games because they have time to do all the other things. Every community has that. Every community you go to have the marketable people who are in the front who are probably doing the least. So just keep that in mind. Like, I just wanted to make a video and let you guys know and remind you guys, as you get older, you will understand that business is business and it has to be done. For those of you out there that don't agree with what she's doing, I suggest you apply for the job and you get the job. Because one thing I found out is that a lot of you guys can get these jobs, but you know, you're comfortable where you are playing your games, and I get it. But just know that if you don't like the way stuff is being represented, apply for those jobs. You know, go get those jobs and see if you could do a better job than these people. But you just can't sit there and bash them when you put your controller down and then go back to playing your games and think that that's just fair, because that's toxic too. That's more toxic than a person who doesn't play games but talks about it. You know, because this girl at the end of the day, she's probably gonna get doxxed. There's gonna be people in her DMs threatening her, trolling her. You know the deal with the internet. The internet can get real nasty. And I feel like, you know, guys, you got to realize that, yes, she should be playing her games. I'm not defending that. I agree that if you're not playing games, why the hell are you here talking to cameras? I agree with all of that. I'm not saying no one should have checked the paperwork. I'm not saying her score should be higher. I agree with all of that. That I agree with. But let's be honest. Why are you guys that have these high scores and playing these games not in these positions taking these jobs? Because guess what? You're going to find out when you get older, you can't do both. You cannot do both. You know, my kids are grown, so I could chill and play my games. When they were growing up, I had to put the games down. I had to go raise my family. And I see people out here now. I'm looking at the gamer scores like, yo, do y'all turn those things off? It's amazing. And I'm not mad at it. But it just amazes me because I'm like, I'm seeing certain things right now. And I'm like, this is wild. This is hella wild. I don't know how you guys have these scores, and I don't know. I don't even know where you guys get the time. Because, I mean, I try to get my game in as much as I can when I can. And I still don't. I'm not touching some of the scores I see in this community. I'm like, wow. And when I see you guys complaining, it's coming from a very entitled direction and position. You guys got to realize not everybody's entitled or, you know, they're not privileged enough to have the time to sit there and play games all day. Trust me, I'm telling y'all that. And I get a good amount of gaming in. I have a fairly decent gamer score. It's not the best, but my trophies, my Steam points, my Xbox score, it's not that bad. You know what I mean? It's better than some of the people I see complaining. And I'm just like, yo, you guys gotta understand, there's two sides of the story, man. Y'all can't just think just because you feel that way that you're right. And I just wanted to put it out there. And I'm not definitely defending this girl, because if somebody's talking about games and then not playing them and beating them, I feel like that's wrong. I do agree that that's wrong. But at the end of the day, I want to see you guys kind of stepping up to the plate. If you guys don't agree, why you guys not in these positions to take these jobs so we can see you on IGN and all these other places? Because let's be honest, there's certain people that you see making into certain places in this media field, and they don't belong there either. And they're your favorite YouTubers and content creators, and they're trash too. But you know, you nitpick and choose when you don't like something in somebody, and y'all go after them, and that's kind of the problem. Y'all need to do a little bit more walking and a little less talking. A lot of talking going on, not enough doing. I don't see you guys do anything but running your lips on Twitter and making videos for clicks, and I don't really see nothing happening. I mean, let's get on some Malcolm X, Martin Luther King stuff, man. I mean, where's the protest? Where's the march? Where's the actual hands-on approach? And no, I'm not talking about doing something to the girl or nothing crazy like that. But why are you guys not applying for those jobs? Why are you guys not in these media fields in these positions? Because believe me, I met a lot of people in the game industry that don't even want to, they don't want nothing to do with this sector of YouTube. And I keep telling y'all that. Y'all don't believe me. And then I come in, I tell y'all certain things. People, how you know that? Because they're telling me these things. I have people that I know that do not want to come on my channel. They don't want nothing to do with what they see going on here. They don't even want people to know they exist in this sector. And they're important people. And that made me think, wow, I had somebody that I'm cool with who told me, I've been to this dude's house and he told me over and over, do not let these people know who I am. Da 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 da. I'm like, bro, I had to really sit back and think because I'm thinking, hey, I got some nice relationships. I could bring these people to my channel. I could do a podcast. I could do this. I could do that. They don't want nothing to do with this sector just because of the toxicity. And I'm like, yo, I had to really think about that. I said, hey, I know some real important people that they don't even want to come on the camera over here. They don't want nothing to do with nothing over here. They don't want nothing to do with this. And I said, why? Is it that bad? And then I thought about it and I said, yeah, I kind of see what they're saying. I mean, I'm not going to victimize myself and say, look at me, because end of the day, it wasn't that serious. But just look at what people do in this community when they don't agree with you. So, yeah, it's that bad. It's that bad, man. And a lot of you guys, y'all do a lot of like trolling and toxic shit, but y'all don't do anything positive for this community. A lot of you people that complain, what are you doing about the complaints? Are you just complaining, or are you like proactive? Where's the Million Man March? Where's the whatever you're going to do about this solution? You guys just sit up there and cry, complain, and all you do is do toxic things like, oh, look at her. This is what her mother looks like. No wonder she doesn't play video games. What is that doing for the problem? You know, I get that you guys are young-minded. Gaming has a young-minded mentality to it, but you can have mature gamers like me who don't agree with that. Where's the solution? So I just wanted to come in here. This is why I really felt like it was no point to really make videos anymore here, because you guys just kind of don't get it. You guys are so entitled and spoiled. Nobody owes you anything, man. Just because somebody has a media outlet, they could talk about games, get 1 million subscribers, get 10 million views, and they don't have to play no games. They don't have to because you say so. Should they? Of course they should. They don't have to, though. They're not under any obligation to do what your criteria fits for them to do. They don't have to do that. So I just realized you guys don't understand how bad y'all are for this community. Y'all are so bad and toxic. There's so many people that don't want anything to do with this. I heard something very horrible about to happen in the gaming community, and I'm going to say it here because nobody believes anything that I say. But I'm going to warn you guys now. There's getting ready to be a thing in the gaming community where they're getting ready to run a whole bunch of like ads inside of the video games. And I said, well, why is this happening? I said, okay, the reason this is happening is because people feel like they need to make money. You know what I'm saying? So it just makes no sense. It makes no sense at all. So I don't get it. I just don't. But yeah, man, you know, you guys continue to be stupid and foolish and, you know, do what you do. Oh, and there's one more topic I want to address. There's 2 more topics I want to address. And I'm going to do it now. For the people who keep asking me to go on Weapon Wheel, I want to show you something. That last comment that I had to block made me remember to bring this up to you. Let me explain something to you guys so you kind of get it, because I don't have a problem with none of the Weapon Wheel members. I told you I just watched BG's video. I hit the like and I got out of there, right? The how do I put it? The chemistry, right? The chemistry between me and the members of the podcast, I was forcing myself to I was forcing myself to get along with everybody. And I got to a point because what I was going through in my personal life, and I'm still going through this thing personally where I feel like if I have to force myself to get along with people or to deal with people, I don't really want to be around those people. Now, I'm not necessarily saying I have a problem with anybody, but if I have to like come in the room and like force everybody to sit next to me Nobody wants to sit at the same table as me. I'm not gonna break my neck to force people to do that. And for those of you that realize, like, just based off that comment, you see how the minute I go live, somebody, some peckerhead or a couple of peckerheads, they wait for this so that they can have their opportunity to do whatever it is they're doing to make themselves feel better. And that outweighs the few of you that want to see me go on a podcast or do something like post regularly or bring back a series or any of that stuff. You know what I mean? So you guys have to realize that the content that I make is truthful, and I feel like there's a place for it. But it needs to be more people who feel positively about this than the negative, because the negative really kind of outweighs it. It seems like even in the comments, there's only a few people here watching the video. The hate is way greater than the positivity. And that's why I don't really acknowledge any of the requests that I get now, because one or two people might say, hey, go on Weapon Wheel. And then I'll go on Weapon Wheel and there'll be like 10 accounts, 20 people trolling and doing stupid shit. Because that's more entertaining to see people fuck with a grown man than to be go live their lives. And this is what I mean about this community. That's why a lot of people that I knew, they don't even want to come and be involved, because the immaturity is very, very big. And it's just ridiculous at this point. It's very immature. But to think that people owe you something because they're in a media outlet, they don't. And if you feel like that they should, you should go apply for those jobs and do better than them. You can't sit up here and cry and complain every day on Twitter and YouTube and make videos trying to, quote unquote, expose everybody when you guys are not really willing to sit up there and take those positions and do better. If you think you could run an outlet company and do better reviews and play these games and beat them in a timely manner and before embargoes and shit, do it yourself and see how that works out for you. Because you guys don't really realize you're lucky enough to have the content. And if there's more genuine content out there, then you make it. So that's it. I don't want to make it too long. I just wanted to get in here and make this video and just talk to you guys real fast. Just explaining this, because I don't get why you guys haven't caught on to the fact nobody owes you nothing just because you play video games. Even in the gaming industry, nobody owes you shit just because you're a gamer. If your gamer score is bigger than the person who's doing a review, that doesn't make you a better gamer than them. That doesn't make them less of a gamer than you. That just means you got more time than them to play games. That's all that means. But shorty, yeah, she should have a higher gamer score. She should be checked to see if she plays games. People who talk on games who don't play them, that's that whole stupid thing about I watched a stream of the game so I can now review it and talk about it. I agree, all of that's stupid. But this is the era you guys are coming into. Just to let you guys know that. This is the era you guys are coming into. So please be careful and understand where you're going. The more technology gets involved in this, the more casual gamers come into it, the more you're going to have people who do things like watch a stream of a person beating a game and then act like they played the game and beat it. You know, you're going to see stuff like that. Then I saw that someone was saying that she said she played a game. I think BG said that she said she played a game and they checked and she only played 30 minutes of the game. Now, you do realize when people like her, because I set up accounts for people, I set up social media. You know, guys know I do web designs and graphics and stuff. I've seen people set up things and they have multiple accounts. And I'm like, why do you have so many accounts? Why do you have, I forget this and that. You'll be surprised at these casual gamers and how messy they are. She may have other accounts where she could legit go show you she played that game. You can't just think that because that's the way you operate, other people operate like you. If you're a hardcore gamer, do not assume these casual gamers operate like you do, because they don't. I'm telling you this now. There's people who I've seen and I'm like, why are you playing? Why are you like this? Just like the argument about how many games you keep on a hard drive versus how many you delete. I have all my consoles have multiple games on there that I probably beat, did not uninstall. Games that I'm playing a piece of this game, I'll put it down, play a piece of that game, put it down. Everyone do things different, but just because you do things that way doesn't mean everybody operates like you. That story about Quake, I think that's the one that I remember seeing where they said she only had 30 minutes of it. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. She could have other accounts. I remember she mentioned her boyfriend. She could have played on her boyfriend's account. Your girlfriend don't play on your account and you got to tell her get off because people, and I've been in that situation where I had to tell people get off my account because people are gonna think that I played this game, or it's gonna interfere with my my information because people be background checking so much. So I said, no, don't do that, because then people are gonna say I fluffed my hours, or I did this and I did that. And it gets ridiculous. I should be able to let somebody play a game on my console, but I can't because of the way people operate. It's crazy. It's really crazy. My son, I had to tell him to get his own account. He would get on my Xbox and fiddle around, and I would have to stop him, say, no, because people gonna think that's me, and then I'm gonna give people gonna tell me I don't beat my games because somebody else plays on my account. I'm gonna get exposed because my son played Sonic the Hedgehog, a game I would never play. Next thing you know, I'm getting exposed. There's videos being made about me because of something simple as that. You know what I'm saying? So this is what I'm trying to tell you. The shit is ridiculous. But as far as this media, I draw the line at like, okay, yes, she should play the games. She should have a higher score. I agree with that part. But just understand, these media people, they not going to be that. They're not going to do it. They're not going to be out here playing 1,000 games and working because they're going to feel like, hey, I'm going to play games and I'm getting paid to play them. It's a business thing. For the people that got these YouTube channels that make all these complaints, y'all need to go and get those jobs. And I guarantee you, you're going to slow up on how many games you play and beat. And then what happens when you have embargoes to meet and you can't beat the game, or the patch is preventing it? There's a lot of things that happen in this industry. Maybe I'm jaded being hardcore, but I don't know if casual gamers got more soccer accounts than hardcore. Honestly, I've seen enough from setting up accounts with people. I have people who are casuals and they buy consoles. They ask me to come set it up for them, and I'll go and check on them. And they have multiple accounts. They have like weird stuff going on. The dog has an account. The son has an account. The boyfriend has an account. The girlfriend has an account. One person buys the game. They, instead of game sharing, they're playing it on that account instead of playing it on their account. There's a lot of stupid things that go on. It's not people trying to be slick. It's not people trying to scam. It's just people have lives and they live how they live. And culturally, it may be different than how you play games. I just told you, my son, I had to tell him to get off my Xbox because people were going to think that I'm cheating, fluffing my score, I'm playing games that I don't want to play. It was ridiculous. I thought about that. I said, that's ridiculous. I shouldn't have to do that. Pardon me, that's a robot running. Wink, wink. But anyway, yeah, I had to mute that. Pardon me. Yeah, but it shouldn't have to be that serious for me. I shouldn't have to go through that. And I said, you know what? This is the scrutiny of me having a YouTube channel. You know, I know people check and people are going to say, oh, your score is private and this and that and this and that. And I'm like, I get it. And listen, I don't expect people to agree with what I just said. It's a level of maturity to get to a point where what I'm saying is understood. That's the reason I don't really make content anymore, because a lot of people are not going to get what I'm saying. And that's okay if you don't get it. But when you get older, you will. A lot of things that I say people don't get. They get older, time goes by, and they go, oh, shit, okay, I see what he was saying. I don't expect people to get what I'm saying. You guys are following people that y'all are like. This community has a lot of spoiled and entitled brats in it. I'm just going to say that flat out. Nobody has to do things the way y'all want it to be done. Y'all don't. No one has to follow your rules. And the people that think that it should be a certain kind of way should step up and take those jobs. You should be you should do reviews for these media outlets. If you think that they're doing a bad job, you represent the gaming community. I'm telling you guys now, it ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen. You're not going to be meeting embargoes and reviewing these games and getting the same hours you're getting now when you come from home and play your video games. It's not going to be the same. I guarantee you that. I guarantee you that. So I'm not defending this lady because I actually think she's wrong. I'm not disagreeing with people calling her out. I'm just trying to give you an understanding of why this is happening and why you should expect this a lot more going forward. You're going to hear a lot of people saying that they watch the stream and they review a game based off that. You're going to have a lot of people who are not going to play games but be talking the most on the internet. Don't you guys know the people who do the most fucking talking out here are the ones you gotta watch. The loudest person is usually the person you gotta watch. That's the person that's loud and lying. That's the people you usually have to watch in every case. I'm telling you this now. There's a lot of stuff that goes on. Honestly, um, it's just to a point now where I just feel like you guys can't expect everything from everybody. That's all I'm trying to say. Can't expect people in the media to actually be having like this ultimate gaming score, be beating every game, platinum and shit. It ain't gonna happen. It ain't. Um, I'm gonna read this comment. Isn't it a way to put these comments on the thing? Let me see how you do that. Yeah, okay. The hardcore getting the job is a very valid point, but we have to drive the casual from even attempting to apply. I don't think it's toxic, to be honest. I don't either. I don't think that's toxic either. However, like I said, the casual people are going to have the time for the job. They're going to be the ones that are going to be in the media. They're going to be the people who talk and do the most because they have time to do that instead of gaming. You know what I'm saying? This is what y'all don't get. You think that is a balance between the two and that somebody can do both, and it's probably true. But what are the odds of somebody being able to do one? You know, the jack of all trades is a master of none. You ever heard that saying? Do you understand that? Because at the end of the day, you could be able to do both, but one is going to suffer if you're doing both instead of uh, doing one or the other. How many people in the media outlet do you think have big gamer scores? Like, all right, let's take this test. Let's put it like this. How many people do you think, if you had to guess, in the media, gaming media, have what you would call high gamer scores who are in the media right now? Just in the chat, for anybody in the chat, let's just say percentage wise. I'm gonna say probably 10 to 20%, and that's being generous. So, do you think that's not going to be the balance? Do you think people are going to be able to have these high gamer scores and be in the media and do all of these things? Because you do have some YouTubers who are in the media, and I see you guys ridiculing them all the time. I'm not even going to say names because I'm not here for that, but I see y'all ridiculing some of these people. Y'all get on their case quite a bit, actually. Quite a bit. I see people getting called out for cheating and just misrepresentation, just certain things they say. Okay, so you say 30. Now, okay, that's still not a good number though. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is the point I'm trying to make to you guys. This is the point I'm trying to make to you guys. At this point, this is not really nothing new. And you got to realize this is the future. People are going to watch streams and say that they can review or cover a game based off a stream they watched. Didn't she say she watched her boyfriend play a game and she spoke on it like based off that knowledge? She had no hands-on experience. Hands-on experience in games are the way of the dinosaur. And if you guys really feel like it should be the other way around, where it should be gamers, you guys are going to have to step up and y'all going to have to protect that culture. And I just answered that. Got to step up. It's a whole lot of talking and not enough walking in this community. Whole lot of talking. Whole lot of talking. I see it. It's to the point where I'm like, man, let me get up out of here because, you know, it is what it is. It's just talking. And I get it. I get the frustration. I'm not saying you guys are wrong, but I think you guys just kind of need to do more about it, the ones that's complaining about this. Because this has been going on for a couple years now. Matter of fact, since Twitch pretty much came around, I've been seeing this happening, where people are just doing this thing. I've seen numerous people say they watched the stream and they gave input on a video game based off that. And I'm talking about people that would be considered, what do you want to call them? I would say media personalities or influencers in the gaming community. I guess that's the term you would use. So that's what that is, man. That's what that is. And I realize that I'm an indifferent thinker to most of you guys. I don't follow the pack, and I'm not agreeing with everything. I just see two sides of everything. Because, you know, they say there's three sides to a story. Yours, mine, and the truth, right? So I just see things that way, man. And I agree with this comment right here. I agree with you. The Last of Us 2 definitely was the biggest. I watched it and I know the game. I agree. There's people who didn't have PlayStations. I've seen this. I don't even want to get too much in this. It don't seem like I'm talking about a person in particular because I think I know who this is. I'm not 100% sure. I think I know who it is. If his name is similar to mine, I think I know who you guys are talking about. I remember briefly something like this where a person said this and people were like, you don't own a PlayStation. I remember this little saga that happened here. And it was one of those things where, yeah, that's the direction that this is getting in. Should the person play the game? Should the person have a decent score? Yes, I agree with all of that. I don't have a problem with that at all. But I'm just telling you guys, the people that are in front of the camera are not going to be the gamers. Those are going to be the marketers, the media people. The grunts are going to be the gamers. And on that note, I feel like I made my point. You know what I mean? And this is exactly why I kind of don't really see the point in being here, because a lot of you guys don't get this. Y'all act surprised every time y'all see this, or y'all seem shocked every time you find out a media person is not a gamer. I mean, what did you expect? Phil Spencer plays games. What's his gamer score? Matter of fact, I'm just going to look that up real quick. I'm just curious to see. Let's see what Phil Spencer's gamer score is. I'm pretty sure that's something you could look up. I'm just curious because I'm thinking he might have it. They say he tweeted a decade on Xbox. Okay. I don't even understand why is it 2 scores here, but we gonna look and see. Okay, so 2019, his gamer score is 54,000, and that's impressive. That's impressive. That's impressive. Now, what's his gamer score? What's his gamer tag? That's impressive. So they're saying that Phil Spencer's gamer score is 54,000. But what is his game? I want to know what his gamer tag is to see what his gamer score is today. I would like to know that, but I'm probably not going to be able to find that out. So he played over 400 games. So you see, this is what I'm saying. What do you say to that? It happens from time to time. He says it's been a while since I've seen you go live. It happens from time to time. Do I still do YouTube? I wouldn't call this doing YouTube because I'm not gonna like come back here tomorrow and make another video. I wouldn't call this doing YouTube. His gamer tag is P3. Oh, that's still his gamer tag? Okay, so let's look it up. Let's look and see for ourselves. What do we see? I don't be following these dudes. I don't be on they sack like that. I be saying some weird stuff in this community, and I ain't with it, man. I ain't with it. Oh, she finally got a Twitter. That's good. They made her get a Twitter. I bet you they made her get that. Okay, so I'm just looking it up real quick. Oh, there we go. Oh, wow. Okay, so that's impressive. His gamer score is 83,000 right now. So, see, that's impressive because that's around what mine is. Why don't I go on WWE no more? There's not really a reason for me to go in there, and I did address that earlier because a few of y'all keep asking me that. It's not that I have a problem with anybody from there, but think about it. The chemistry just wasn't there for me to be there. And that's one of the main reasons I left, because I'll tell this story again and I'm going to keep it brief because I kind of don't feel like talking about this every single time I'm around. But BG had a show to run, and the chemistry wasn't, to me, in my opinion, that great. I felt like I kept forcing myself to like kind of get along with everybody. And with what I was going through personally, you know, with my mom being sick and passing, I just wasn't in the mood to keep doing that. And I'm tired of doing that, and I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not trying to like force myself to get along with people in this community. I'm not trying to like force people to want to deal with me or like me. You mess with me, you mess with me. If you don't, you don't. And that's it. You don't see me beefing with nobody or arguing with nobody no more. I used to have my little discrepancies here and there, but the reason you don't is because I just kind of like, I moved past it, man. I'm not gonna force nobody to agree with me or like me. You see my opinion right now on this topic. People don't agree with it, but it's the truth. What do people owe you as a gamer because you play a game? I'm supposed to beat games because you beat them. That would be nice in a perfect world, but that's not how the media works. And that's why I'm here to make this topic, because y'all guys got to understand that this is the future of where this gaming shit is going. Now that it's commercial like a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And what do you think about PS Plus list for subscription services? All right, the PS Plus thing, I mean, if you pay attention to, since we talked about WWP, I'm gonna tell you what episode to go back to prove a point to y'all, right? Go back to WWP, the episode with David Jaffe, and listen to what I said to him about Xbox and PlayStation having to respond to the Games Pass. I said PlayStation is going to have to respond to that with a service of their own. And people ignored me, act like I was crazy, act like I didn't know what I was talking about. Fast forward a year and some change later, what does PlayStation have now? A subscription service. So obviously I be knowing something that I'm talking about, right? I think PlayStation had to do this. They don't want to do this. They rather you buy every game, and that's why most of the games in the service are going to be able for you to purchase. And this is something that they had to do. Honestly, it's way more appealing than Games Pass, because Game Pass usually keeps 100 games in rotation. PlayStation is going to have a minimum of 700. That already kills Games Pass. That PlayStation needed this service in order to compete. They were getting pushed out by the Xbox rotating library of 100 games. That's appetizing, man. People who don't like it, old gamers who collect this don't like it. But let's be honest, the mother who's buying her son a console, if you tell her get a PlayStation and he could get 700 games when he gets it, or get an Xbox and he could get 100 games when he gets it, what's the mother gonna purchase? See what I'm saying? Like, people don't understand. PlayStation had to do this. Xbox was starting to kick their ass, man. People are gonna say no. PlayStation. Let me tell you what Xbox did. Xbox is made by AMD. PlayStation is made by AMD. Xbox paid AMD to prioritize the chipset for the Xbox. Once the PlayStations ran out, Xboxes were being printed left and right. That's why everybody was able to go to the store and buy an Xbox when you couldn't find a PlayStation. That was very small on Xbox's part. But now that PlayStation has this service coming out, it's going to level the playing field now. Because once they start manufacturing PS5s again, with this service, there's no reason to really buy an Xbox. There's no exclusives coming out. The exclusives are on PC. And now PlayStation has a bunch of exclusives and a subscription service. Even I can admit, as an Xbox fan, it's over for Xbox now. It's over. Let them Xbox fans tell you it's not, and it's going to come back. No. Xbox is going to have to put every game they could think of in that service every month in order to even compete with this service that PlayStation Plus is providing. Most of us brought the games on PlayStation, so we don't care. We the hardcore. I know I'm hardcore because I pretty much got all these games, and I probably platinum most of them, right? So I know I'm not considered casual for that. But at the end of the day, what console would you get? See, Xbox has better graphics now, again, but better graphics by 2 pixels, yada, yada, yada. That don't mean crap if you don't have no games to play. We're back in the same boat again. See what I'm saying? So now once this service comes out from PlayStation, it's pretty much, in my opinion, over for Xbox, at least for the next year, because they don't even have no games coming out this year either. And then you got God of War coming out. You know, you got all this other stuff going on with PlayStation. I mean, at the end of the day, once the consoles are printed up, it's over for Xbox. See what I'm saying? So I can admit that. I can honestly say that I see that clear as day. My Xbox, honestly, I might as well tell you guys, I have a goal to hit. Once I hit this goal, the score on Xbox, I'm retiring my console. I'm not going to even buy another Xbox no more. I might even give my Xbox away, but I'm going to just continue to play Xbox games on my PC. There's no reason to own this console. I have it, and I'm mad because I barely play it. Most of the games I play on Xbox, I play on Games Pass PC. So it's really bad. Now, PlayStation comes out, and then they do this. 700 games minimum a month. Xbox only rotates 100 games a month. That's total slaughter. Slaughter. There's slaughter for, and you're gonna put the PlayStation exclusives in it. Now, if they ever, which I'm telling you now, it's gonna come. If they ever get to a point where they release these games day and date, it's completely over for Xbox. They better hope that never happens because Xbox is completely obliterated because you can play all the Xbox games on PC. There will be no reason on the planet for anybody with a PC to buy Xbox console at that point. And in PlayStation's day and date in their triple A's, it's a wrap. And that's gonna happen. I'm gonna tell you when that's gonna happen too. Mark this on your calendar because everybody act like they don't be getting my information and shit and acting like I never say these things. Once you see PS5 or PlayStation have some kind of PC app, because PlayStation Now is the app. Once you see that, it's gonna be over for Xbox. Once PlayStation comes to PC full-fledged like Games Pass, it's over for Xbox completely. Because all the AAAs will be there. And between PlayStation and Xbox, they're going to have to compete now with AAAs. That'll give you a reason to get both subscriptions. But you won't need the consoles. They know this. They know this is happening. PlayStation is just getting their feet in the water because they know that this was where this is happening, which is smart. They have to. Like I said in the episode of Weapon Will with David Jaffe, PlayStation has to respond to the services. It was kicking their ass. And this is what they did. They responded. Come back, bro. I mean, that ain't really up to me. And I told you guys already about the chemistry issue. Will you call a fake gamer? Call them out. Who would you call a fake gamer? I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I won't call nobody by name, but there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them, bro. I be seeing certain things. I'm like, y'all, man, listen. So many people got away with it, man. And it's funny because people was on my ass in this community. And there was people that it was funny to me because I'm like, yo, I could be a sucker. I could be a Takashi. Be like, yo, well, what about homeboy over here? What about homeboy over here? But it's cool. I ain't even gonna get caught up in that. But just know that there's a sucker born every day, man. This isn't much of a community anymore. And I agree with that comment. It's not, but it's a shitty one at that. If it is one, it's a shitty one. And a lot of people in the game industry don't want nothing to do with this community. They hate this community and they think it's toxic and trash. And as you can see from her response, that is why. I don't like streaming games though. Wish they all were downloadable. Well, streaming games is a no-go anyway. It's a horrible service. The only reason they keep it alive is because the PS3. I told you this in a lot of prior videos. The PS3 is one of those consoles that it's a cell core. You can't emulate that unless you actually have a cell core processor to play it, and that's the reason that they do that. That's why they have PS3 streaming, and at some point they may have PS3 games where you could download them and play them. But for them to do that, they're gonna have to like recomprise the actual game to run on a regular CPU. I don't know what PlayStation was thinking when they made that PS3 that processor. That was the dumbest shit they ever did. It bit them in the ass and it's still biting them in the ass. What's up, Blaze? Good to see you, brother. Next year, Xbox has to wake up. Otherwise, it's worthless. People had this in their homes. I think it's over, man. I'm gonna be honest. I think Xbox is definitely over. Damn, Jimmy returned Xbox. Yeah, I'm gonna retire my Xbox console. Probably by the end of the year, it's gonna be retired because I don't play it. I really don't. I play Xbox games like I said through Games Pass on PC. I go on the Xbox. I hate the UI. Look, let me just break down my complaints about Xbox, and I don't care who gets mad. And this is coming from a fan of Xbox. I prefer it over PlayStation. And I'm going to tell you my problems because this is what people need to be doing. People need to keep it real because when you don't do this, they think it's okay and nothing is corrected. The UI on the PS5 is 4K. The UI on the Xbox Series X is 1080p. It looks bland, ugly, and old if you have a 4K monitor. I have a 4K OLED TV. I have an LG TV. It looks really bad on there. When I boot into the games, they look 4K. They are 4K. But on my PC, you know, it looks way better. You know, I got a nice graphics card. It looks better. It just looks better. It's no point in me playing the Xbox anymore if the games I get, the primary amount of games I play on Xbox are the exclusives, and I do play third-party games. If I have a choice on where to play third-party, I prefer to play that on Xbox. But the problem with Xbox is their third-party Games Pass lineup hasn't been that great for the last couple of months. And I haven't really been buying any third-party games on console. I usually buy a lot of third-party games on PC. So that's another reason I might as well just switch to PC. Because why would I play with subpar ray tracing when I could get full ray tracing? I could get 120 frames at 4K. I could get DLSS. I could get all this crap that I get on PC, and there's no reason to play the same game on Xbox or PS5. PS5 has better exclusives. I don't have a problem admitting that. And the reason I keep a PlayStation is for exclusives. Once those come to PC day one, it's no reason to have a PlayStation. But we all know PlayStation is far away from that. They're going to have day-and-date games here and there, but we know that PlayStation is not going to do that anytime soon. We know Xbox is already doing it. So which console needs to go first? The Xbox. You know? The UI is horrible. It really is. It's the most ugly thing I've seen them do in a long time. The last time Xbox was glorious was the 360. And that's the truth. And people should have advocated for that instead of kissing their butt behind it, because that's the reason that they didn't feel the need to do anything about this. And like I said, now that PlayStation has their own version of Games Pass, it's over. I don't see no way Xbox is coming back from that. I'm going to be honest with you. I feel bad, but I'm over it because remember, I brought a 1X. I brought a 1X. Wait, I brought a, let me see. I'm looking at it right now. Project Scorpio. That was the Xbox One. I brought the Xbox One Slim. I brought the Xbox One Project Scorpio, which is in front of me. And now I got the Xbox Series X. Look how many consoles I got and nothing. There was no reason for it. I mean, when you think about it, what is that? About $2,000 I'm in the hole on Xbox? I was better off just buying a Games Pass subscription. I was. So once I hit a certain score on my gamer tag, I'm done. I'm getting rid of my Xbox. Any games I play going forward will be on PC. I'm not gonna even entertain my Xbox. I might put it in another room maybe, or give it to somebody or something like that. But as far as me, I'm gonna be done with it after that. There's no reason. And once PlayStation puts their games on PC, I'm done with PlayStation too, because it's coming. They're gonna make an app just like Games Pass, and that's gonna be the end of my console. Probably by the PS6 era, I'm thinking that'll be the case. Only way I'm getting, let me read this. Only way I'm getting the Xbox is if they cut the PC support. It could happen. They did it before. Remember Games for Windows? Who remembers that? I still got Street Fighter 4 Games for Windows disc, the DVD, right in front of me in my collection right there. I'm looking right at it. It happened. And then they cut that mother quick. And then they came back with Games Pass. So don't think Xbox won't do this. Microsoft has done this before, and that's why I just gave you the clue. It could happen. It depends on how bad it's hurting the Xbox. But right now it's helping it. So is it going to hurt it when PlayStation comes out? Probably not. But what's going to happen is, and it's just to explain this properly to you guys too. Trust me when I tell you, the Xbox Games Pass is going to have to step up, because when that PlayStation Plus, what's the packages? Let me look it up real quick. Let me look it up real quick. Yes. I don't know why I'm typing like this. Let me look it up real quick. Okay, so the tier system. Here we go. The 3 tiers. I want to make sure I'm saying it right. Okay, so you have what? Why do they come with these? Okay, so you have PS Plus Extra and Premium. Essential is going to be the basic stuff, right? That PlayStation Premium right there, that's going to be a problem. That's going to make Xbox have to step up, especially if a lot of people are going to sub to that, which I'm going to be honest, we already know it's going to be a lot of people, man. Why would you not sub to that? You just will. Most of us already own those games anyway, though. All the real PlayStation fans own those games. You know what I mean? They just do. Xbox has about 30 plus studios. It's virtually possible. I know what you meant to write, for those studios to not release games once past contracts are met. And I agree. Just like I'm waiting to see if Spider-Man is going to come to PC, because that might happen and that'll prove all of that stuff. The 360 blades was diabolical. Missed those times. 360 was glorious, man. Glorious. That was the glory days for Xbox. But anyway, man, yeah, I just wanted to make this topic. I didn't even mean to sit here this long. I just wanted to make this video real quick to just tell you guys, just keep in mind, and this community is getting bigger and bigger. Commercial, once you get this big of an industry, you're gonna have people in this industry that don't really play games. Just like in the rap industry, you have rappers who don't write their raps. Cardi B, Drake, like name some of the top entertainers in the rap game. They don't write their raps. So you think the top media outlets are gonna have real gamers? They don't play their games. Yo, gaming has become big, man. Y'all don't really realize, from me watching this, I grew up in an era where people made fun of you for this. Like, people would fight you. People would think you were a punk if you said I play video games. They would chase you up and down the street, calling you a nerd and making fun of you, bullying you, and you'd have to beat that ass. You know what I'm saying? So from it to go from that to you have like rappers who have like you know what I just saw the other day? What's this dude's name? T-Pain. He got chains made. Nappy Boy Gaming. That's the name of his company. He got Nappy Boy Entertainment for his record label, and he got Nappy Boy Gaming, where he's signing gamers and he's giving them gold chains. I'm talking about he spent some money on these chains, because I saw the chains where they were made and everything. And I was like, wow, this is some money. He got chains made. So if you sign to his gaming company, you get a chain. They turn this into like the music business. So don't think that with this comes, it's going to come with the same thing that other entertainment fields come with. You might have an actor. He doesn't write his own script. You know what I mean? You have rappers who don't write their songs, and you're going to have people who review games that don't play them. I hate to say it, but that's just part of the industry. That's how big this is getting. So just understand that. And if you guys don't like it, y'all better step up now and start getting those jobs before you turn around and Will Smith is reviewing video games. So I'm telling you, it's I'm telling you, man. I'm telling y'all. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. I tried, man. I tried to, like, I be trying to put y'all on, but y'all don't be listening, man. Y'all don't be listening to me, man. Yeah, I'm about to get out of here, man. I just can't get with having to upgrade parts on the PC. Not that tech savvy. I love convenience of having a console too much to stop buying them. Okay, Shadow Man, real quick, let me just say this to you, man. Just like you upgrade your console, man, you could upgrade your PC. You could buy a decent gaming PC for a couple dollars more than a console, and every 5 years, just buy another one. I promise you, upgrading the PC is not that hard. If you buy a good PC, you spend about 2 racks right now on the PC, it'll last you at least 5-6 years. All you might have to do within 5 or 6 years is open the case and just slide the graphics card out and slide another one in, bro. I promise you, it's not that complicated. Don't let this computer shit intimidate you, man, because at the end of the day, if it was coming easy, it would go easy. To the victor come the spoils. So putting it like this, man, if you want the best, you got to work for it. You got to, step up to it. You can't just sit up there and keep playing Xbox 1.9 and the shit is still 1080p, bro. Y'all got to stop letting them do this to y'all, man. Stop letting these people get y'all money and they don't deserve it, man. You know what I mean? Go get you a good PC, man. Trust me, you'll be happy. When you start seeing 4K 60, 120 hertz, and you know, you start seeing all that craziness, man, you're gonna be like, you're gonna turn on your console and puke. PlayStation manages to do a good job of competing with PC gaming. I give them that. God of War max settings. It was still hard for me to see that it looked better than my PS5 God of War. It did, but it was hard to see. And if it's hard to see, I mean, they did a good job because that PlayStation only cost $500. My PC, on the other hand, whew, he said, you got that 3080 yet? I've been upgrading my graphics card, Bond. Definitely. So stop letting PC intimidate you guys into sticking with these stupid consoles, man. Because I'm telling you now, PS5 and Xbox One is probably the last time you're going to see a full-fledged console release like that. I'm pretty sure with PS6, you're going to see games on PC by that time. I'm pretty sure you will, man. You're going to see PlayStation games on PC way more than you do now. And Xbox is already over there. I just told you, I'm going to retire my Xbox because there's no reason to keep it. Once I hit a certain gamer score, I'm retiring my Xbox. I'm telling you now, by the end of the year, I'm probably going to retire my Xbox. There's no reason to keep it. Every game that I play on it, I'm playing it on PC. Why would I play it on Xbox and the fucking UI is 1080p? The games are barely hit. Well, they do 60 FPS, okay. But I've seen 120 FPS. I don't know if I could go back to this no more. I got spoiled. Will Smith, that's funny. He said Will Smith will slap Kotaku. Yeah, but like I said, a lot of you guys is complaining about these people that are frauding in the gaming community. You guys have to start protecting those jobs because as this community gets bigger, you're gonna have more and more people who don't play games stepping in because they have influential power. The thing about every community now, because of the internet, if I have a bunch of followers and somebody wants me to do some kind of sponsorship for video games, I don't have to play them to come talk about them. And granted, I should play them. I should be genuine. I should be a gamer. I don't want everybody to think, oh, everyone should be a gamer. Some dudes are going to have that stupid story. Oh, yeah, I played my mom's Super Nintendo back in the day. That's the last game you played, and you're up here telling me about the new Halo? But that's how gaming is. It's that big now. It's becoming that big of a market. Smooth making a video response right now. LOL. Smooth don't give a freak what I'm talking about. Smooth don't even think I'm an Xbox gamer. But yeah, unfortunately for Xbox, man, the PlayStation Plus subscription service. Once again, I'm gonna repeat this. Go back to that episode of Weapon Wheel I was on with David Jaffe. You will hear me saying this to him, and I told you guys this was gonna happen. That PlayStation is gonna have to respond to the services. This was their response. It took a while, but they finally did it, and it's here. And when it happens, Xbox is going to have a problem dealing with that. Because think about it. Let's just do simple math here. What console would you rather get? The one with 700 games or the one with 100? This console has exclusives coming out. This one doesn't. Now, let's weigh the pros and cons. Xbox, 1080p. PlayStation, 4K. Xbox, 100 games. PlayStation, 700. Minimum. Because remember, the top tier service is going to have 1,100 games available. Let's just be clear about this. I'm being nice and saying 700. Which one would you buy? Your son. Now, PlayStation, 700 games. Xbox, 100. PlayStation 4K, Xbox 1080p 4K mix. And I know that I'm talking about the UIs, not the games. Because the games look better on Xbox, but slightly. Then you have really, that's all that matters. Do I need to even go any further? You really don't need to go no further than that. Which one are you going to get? You have exclusives coming out this year. God of War. Xbox, nothing. Which console would you buy? I can admit as a fan of Xbox. And like I said, I prefer Xbox. I want Xbox to do better. The new DLC that came out for Gears 5 was excellent. Horizon is excellent. Halo was excellent. If they kept that up, Xbox would be great. But they do this and then they take a break. They take their foot off the gas. The PlayStation Plus, the premium, Xbox is gonna have to step up to that because that's 1,100 games every month. Xbox is only doing 100. They're gonna have to come up with another 1,000 games to put in that library. So what this means is we'll probably see a lot more AAA games going into the Xbox subscription. It may raise the price, but we might see that, and that's good for us as gamers. But if Xbox don't hurry up and respond to that, they might be out of here. That might be it. Because now that PlayStation is starting to catch on to that and it's starting to do that, because that was Xbox, that was their golden arch. You know what I mean? And now that PlayStation has one in their hand, it's not looking good for Xbox, in my opinion. Do I think they'll make it? No, I don't. I do not think they'll make it. I do not think they'll make it. But that's it for me, man. I just wanted to make a video telling you guys, if you guys care about these media outlets and this girl who got exposed, the Xbox ambassador chick, 9,000 points on her Xbox gamer score. Yes, it's ridiculous. Yes, you should check if they play games. Yes, they should not be reviewing games unless they beat them. No, people should not be watching streams and counting that as game experience. But this is where this is heading, man. And if you guys don't start stepping up and really focusing on these people and these problems and stepping into these positions, you're going to start seeing this more and more. Because everything is about influence. And if somebody has followers, no one's going to care if they play the game on the business side of this. They're going to tell them, hey, talk about my new video game. You have a million followers. They do not care if you play the game or not. Okay, so I'm out of here, guys. Hopefully you guys stay safe out here and continue to be careful. Like I said, it's a crazy world we living in. And I just wanted to hop in here and talk about this topic. No, I'm not going to be coming back here regularly for people that's asking me. I won't. But just know, man, peace and love to everybody, man. And stay safe and stay sucker free, man. Stop getting caught up in this nonsense. All right? Peace.